Primetime Saturday night here on the MLE Network carries forward live from Manfield as we get set for our second of four on this great Saturday evening. And Anima J here with you again for Minor League Esports, presented by APM Music. Kendo's still with me in the booth for one more of this fine schedule here, and I'm excited for this one because you and I both get to see off the Master League career for one of our good friends in Mr. Rollo.
In the arms of the angels, fly away. Anyway, I you know what? Rollo goes back, and I would say if you had to put a list of my favorite human beings in the history of the MLE, Rollo easily makes the top 10. And even back in the day when I was interviewing him about some of the things that he's overcome, it's amazing to see what a prominent figure. Not only has he been within the MLE, but within the Rocket League community in general. Such an encouragement to talk to this man. It's great to see that he is finally moving on up in the world. And with that, apparently we have a montage of Rollo clips.
No, we don't. Oh, no.
That was just informed never to do that again.
Yep, that's 100% accurate. But enough about that. We've got four players to talk about here, as well as the Comets and the Bulls, both on the backside of 500 on this one. Both of these teams really need a big win out of this one. Django's got a Mango and Doodle on the other side for the Bulls looking to do that. But you and I would both say this task is a tough one. It's a player who's ranked out, always dangerous, someone who's above the pay grade now for this league. And with Rollo on the other side for the Comets, it's Rollerman. That's no slouch either. This one a tough ask for the Bulls.
I highly see. Most likely, you know what? The Bulls 7-8 right now. That's kind of below what I'd expect out of a Bulls team at this point in the season. You know, speaking both from personal experience as well as just historical standpoint, this is a team that almost always does extremely well in the regular season, regularly fighting for at least a wild card spot. So I do expect a good showing, but I do expect the Rollo Swan Song to be a shot through the sky, and I do favor the Comets in this one. So far, they are getting good pressure on the Bulls. Doodle and Janko for the boys in black. As for the Cotton Candy Warriors, they are going to be really fighting. And then, of course, Rollo, I have a soft spot for a man in a Merc.
Well, especially, too, with the hitbox rework as of the patch. Remember, this is live. This is post-patch. So the Merc having itself a unique hitbox now, although won't matter as Doodle goes through Rollo on that one here. Still pressure in the Comets' end, but not very threatening from the Bulls right now. They're opting to slow it down, look to try and get the Comets in transition here, as Doodle will keep that alive for a moment.
Of course, hashtag Merc Nation in the chat. You know what I'm saying. It's going to be a push, and Rollo gets first blood. The Merc goes to work.
It's really Rollerman in the midfield that makes this play happen. A great little pass, almost a shot to the inside 90 away from the charging. Django's got a Mango, and Rollo with the rotation to follow that one up will open the scoring for the Comets.
And here we go again. Will be Rollerman. Hard push off of the kickoff. Played away by Django, and I do expect a very good defensive effort. Django's got a Mango. Historically, an extremely good defensive player, well-rounded on his defensive rotations. Look for him to more likely be the second man in and trying to finalize some of these touches.
Well, important to note, Django's got a Mango, third overall in Master League for opponent MVP rating. Very effective player at shutting down the other team, limiting their activity in the game. Is the MVPR rating kind of a measure of how active you are in a particular game through goal participation, shots on goal. And speaking of goal participation, Rollo has 2 for 2.
Rollerman doing work here. Gets the ball mid and just takes a beeline for Doodle. I mean, fill out your doodles, ladies and gentlemen, if you just happen to be involved in some sort of organization that uses them. But mercy, Rollo capitalizing on that open net opportunity.
Great dump and bump by Rollerman on that play.
Oh, we are getting closer to halftime. 2 goals early here for the Comets, and they are looking solid on offense right now. A little shaky on the defensive end, but will not be capitalized on as Rolo takes this one up the wall, loses control, and it's going to come back the other way. Django, lofted touch, will manage to stay with it. Doodle with a shot on. Can he get it in? Rolo just keeps that ball away.
The important touch by Django as well to just put that ball into a spot where Doodle could turn on it, but Rolo just keeping that hitbox in the way, stands the Merc up tall, and then a monster flick as well to make this even more awkward for the Bulls in transition.
This is a high lofted touch. It will be fielded by Doodle, and that's a dangerous place to put it, Doodle. I don't know that you want that in the box because Roloman's there. Shot, he just keeps it out, but Rolo there to finish things off.
It got real awkward for the Bulls there. Doodle making a sharp turn. Didn't really get a line on that challenge, and then drifting past that back post left few options to play that away as the Comets just circle it in, and Rolo picks up his third, and it's a big lead here in Game 1 for the Comets.
Bulls desperately needing something right now as 3 minutes in, 3 goals for the Comets. And it's pretty much been all Comets. Not necessarily on the shot count, but in momentum. As Roloman and Rolo have been working together as an absolute unit, both offensively and defensively. And able to show out with some magnificent touches on the back line. Django will put this towards center. Roloman, a play into the corner. Looks to control it out. Cannot stick with it, though. This might be an opportunity. Django and Doodle, little bit of miscommunication, but the Comets are on the back foot. Everybody is going to leave that ball, and it'll be cleared away.
I think that's a big missed opportunity for the Bulls on that one. They had the Comets in full retreat. Even with the double commit, someone should have stuck with that, at least given the Comets something to think about on that clear, and instead, both players opting to play away from that ball, and the Comets get themselves into a good defensive position to rotate that away.
Here's Rolo. Up over one, not over of Django. Doesn't get a credit for a save there, but you know that ball was going in if he does not get the touch. Of course, Django, 2.2 saves per game average. Already has 2 in this one. We'll see if he can add another one and see if he can increase that average. 3-0, 30 seconds to go, and the Comets still knocking, raining hailstones on the Bulls defense.
The Bulls, just for whatever reason, can't get past the midfield point with any meaningful possession. At this juncture of this series here, as Django's up reaching for that one, Rolo just doing enough to keep that away. It won't go far enough, though, as Doodle will tap it in and cut the lead down to 2.
Okay, I like what I see. You love goals of solace here, in the 50-50 win for Django fully allows Doodle to go for that opportunity. He puts it in. The strike is pure. And, you know, even if they don't pull off the win here, in classic last-second Bulls style, they do have a lot to look forward to. And a lot of, oh my, Rolo.
Watch Roloman on this play. Has a targeting lock on Django. Goodbye.
Django's got a mango and a ticket to the Shadow Realm via Roloman. As I think, rather than respawn, he would still be flying right now, if not for the goal that ensued after that bump. The Comets are going to win in striking fashion, 4-1 in game number 1.
You talked about it in the preamble, Kendo. It's on paper a tough ask for the Bulls in this one here. And I felt that from the word go, it just didn't feel like it was working for the Bulls in a lot of ways. When they got the ball, they weren't able to get it past the Comets. Even if they got it contested with the Comets, they were really struggling to make anything happen past that point. And I think that's where they're going to have to change things up a little bit here. Maybe force the Comets back with a little bit more of that dump and chase style of play.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would be something that really would take the Comets off their guard. I'd like to see a little more control out of the Bulls, but a faster pace would also go a long way toward taking the Comets off their game, as really this slow pace really seemed like it did favor the Comets early.
It really did let them recover pretty much every time that the Bulls had them in a remotely dangerous prospect. And I think you're right. I think the Bulls just need to step it up. They need to find a faster gear here and push the Comets into a spot where they're just a little bit less comfortable.
Well, We're going to be going to game number 2, ladies and gents. And the Bulls, they have their work cut out for them. Meanwhile, Rollerman and Rolo, I mean, the strategy, very, very evident there. Rolo will be your striker. Rollerman is going to enable this man to have an extremely good last day within Master League. We are underway, game number 2, 5 minutes on the clock. And that Merc doing work in the kickoff box. Ball towards the mid. Rolo will get around it, although Rollerman, I'm not sure that's the ball he wants to touch there. They're on the back foot. Something heavy right now as this ball will just slowly careen towards the box. Doodle not able to take advantage of it, and the Bulls will recoup their losses. With a long clear coming from Rolo. 1v1, able to power through Doodle, get the ball to the corner, but Doodle, a quick recovery and a scoop. Leave the ball mid, just continuous pressure, Jay, from the Comets. It's a ball in the box. Rollerman all day, the shoot doesn't get it. Can this ball go back all the way? Django takes a little too much time, and it's cleared by Rolo.
In that haste to transition up to offense, the Bulls didn't leave themselves a lot of options there. Django out of boost, just tried to put it upfield, but a great play by Rolo to rotate back and take that one away, keeps it scoreless.
Now Django, 1v1, does not get the flick on it he would have liked. Rollerman just able to stand in net and defend the goal. Still a 0-0 game, though, so a little bit of improvement out of both these sides. I definitely like the pace that we're seeing. It seems like the Comets are the ones, though, picking up the pace. Not quite the Bulls the way we imagined it.
The Comets just a little bit better with maintaining possession right now. The Bulls, they get possession by slowing it down, and unfortunately, you and I talked about it between games here. That slowdown is what's letting the Comets recover and put themselves into good spots to at least force to 50.
Here comes Rolo. We'll get into the corner. It's going to be centered for Rollerman and drop down. Another good play by Django that he is not going to get a save credit for. Doodle up and over and down. What a shot by Doodle.
Play of the week material here as Doodle just waits for this one. Knows there's space in the midfield. Rolo's gone really far back. Doesn't quite get the line right. Doodle all day. Just getting the car around to tip that down as it bangs off the backboard to open the space. Big time play to open the scoring here in game 2.
Well, the Comets, I imagine they would like to have a quick response to this ball, but they are going to leave a wide open net. Doodle does not capitalize on it, though. Feel like Django might have been able to do a little more to ensure that one. Instead, it'll go back the other way.
Sometimes you just have to disrespect your teammate and go for that goal confirmation.
Here is Django out of the corner. Will be played well by Rollerman out. Rolo will pick up the recovery by Doodle. Somehow manages to continue to get a little bit of that Merc on there. And now it's a 1v1. Rollerman looking for Doodle, able to get it by, and Django does pick up the recovery on that touch. Much better speed coming out of the Bulls here defensively, and you do love to see it, but the Comets are still looming.
Well, they are looming, but it's with low boost numbers here. So if the Bulls can get themselves set, if they can get a good clear here, there's a big chance to force the Comets into a tough spot in transition. They'll roll them in coast to coast to pick up that boost, opening it up. Now there's the one-on-one for the Bulls. Doodle back the other way, tries to slow it down. Rollerman's up, passes there, but again, Kendo too slow, and the Comets recover.
And this is really going to take a lot more team play on the part of the Bulls, or if Doodle is able to pull off the extremely convenient double taps off the top rope, that would behoove him as well. But I don't feel like that is a high, an opportunity that comes often.
No, it really isn't, because it really does come out of opportunity given to you by your opposition's placement of themselves in that rotation. It was that spot at midfield that neither Comets player could effectively challenge that let Doodle set up for the carry all the way to the backboard and then the double touch off the backboard into the net. And I think as long as the Comets recognize that, they don't let the Bulls get that convenient spacing, they should have a way back into this. Having to play out of the back here, time is ticking.
Much more physical play coming out of the Bulls. Now Rolo has to beat everyone on his own, is going to be looking for the inverted touch, but Django will get up in time after getting beat. Credit to him for sticking with it. 50-50 there in the mid. Rolo looking to take his time up and over, but ended up being a touch not serving him well. Roll him into the side where Rolo is. It's going to be Django all the way down. It's an open net, and Doodle will convert this time.
I was thinking to myself that if this play doesn't come off, the Bulls are going to be in such a tough spot, but it's good placement again. Django finding the seam between the Comets in rotation as they're unable to hold it into the Bulls, and Doodle's aggressively up to that one. If that pass isn't hit, if it's not a goal, then all of that effort, all of that commitment on that play for naught, and you expect the Comets to make adjustments to take advantage of that.
Now Django will get this ball into the corner, roll him in. Manages to maintain the side for now, but it's been all Bulls pressure, keeping the Comets off their game. They didn't necessarily do it with speed, Jay. I think they just did it with stingy pressure and then a few physical plays mixed in here or there. A little help from Doodle powering through with his aerial game. Also, allow the Bulls to charge into victory game 2.
It's a good job by the Bulls to adjust to that play by the Comets to start things off, just to buy themselves enough time to make things work. As we're going to take a look back at the icebreaker on this one here, Doodle finding a ton of space to pick this one up. A clean aerial double touch off the backboard in just below the crossbar to open the scoring here for the Bulls on their way to a 1-1 series.
Yeah, that is definitely a Bulls play of the week if I have ever seen one. And I've casted my fair share of them. They are pretty stinking cool. And of course, Balls Piranha, always cool. Goes down well, energizes you. But again, if I drink a Balls right now while Rolo and Rollerman are on the pitch, Rolo literally going through his last one, I literally might explode the amount of energy that would be forced through my body. Like, I would become an energy filter, Jay. Nobody wants to see that.
Yes, nobody wants to see filtered or unfiltered Kendo. No, please. For everybody at home, it is a family stream. It is a family program. No, Kendo, no. Let's talk about the series again. So for you and I think the Comets, they just have to limit the opportunities for the Bulls. Again, in transition, there was 2 transitional plays for the Bulls that found the way in. And I think if you're the Comets here, possession, just be a little bit better with it, because once the Bulls got a hold of it, they found you guys in tough spots.
It's like glued on, my man. I don't understand it. Well, yeah, whether it be fate, whatever it may be, I will say this. There will be no balls going on for me at this very moment. I like what we saw out of the Bulls in game number 2. I'm hoping we see a little bit more of it. It's up to the Comets to really find a different rhythm, because the Bulls did not just allow them. I'm not sure if game 1 was more an enabling by the Bulls, or if it was actually the Comets playing a certain game that was creating discord amongst said bovine. But we will see how everything goes here in game number 3, as 30 seconds in, we already have seen a little bit of pressure by the Bulls, and the Comets continue to lose possession in the mid. Is Rollman okay?
Hard to say. I'm not seeing anything in chat here, and there's no very
that's
obvious.
A rule 1.
Oh, it is a rule 1.
We got a 1v1 with Django and Rolo.
Well, that's some mad respect. They won't win any points by me here, is my feelings on Rule 1 well known, but it's Rolo versus Django. That one by Django's loose. Rolo with the dribble should have the foot race one, and he does. Comets get the first goal here, but big respect to the Rule 1 play.
I mean, I know you dislike it. I find it to be an absolutely amazing thing when we are asking for doubles and we get a 1v1 breaking out of nowhere. I mean, it happens on the fly sometimes anyway, within the realm of 2s. I think it's an amazing thing when a Rule 1 respect amongst competitors, and I know, quote unquote, Jay, respect amongst competitors, but you'll love to see it, and Rolo gonna get the best of Django here. Comets go up early. We'll see how much momentum that can give them as we are 90 seconds in. Comets up 1.
We talked about it very, very briefly. The Bulls with the early pressure, they actually had a chance 2-on-0, and Django, unable to make contact with the ball at the back post, kind of opened up the Comets to being able to get that rotation settled after the kickoff. And if that one goes in, you and I might be talking about a completely different game at this point, Kendo. And if they don't go on to win this one here, expect the Bulls to rue that missed chance.
Here is Django with a high touch off of the backboard, and it will be fielded by Rollerman. He just slaps this ball down. And there just has not been enough follow-up. Rolo, though, able to beat two. Can Rollerman get a quick turnaround on this? Ball down, shot, goal! The Comets now up by 2.
Rollerman's first goal of the series comes at a great time. A huge double commit by the Bulls on that play just leaves Comets in perfect position to make contact on the ball. It's a good play by Rolo. It forces the double commit, but the patience from Rollerman to make sure that goes in is nothing short of sublime.
A Rolo with the push in. It'll be played away by Django. Rollerman again, and now the Comets just seeming to be working the corners. They don't get much follow-up after it. And it's been those 50-50s that have really done them some favors. Doodle gonna miss this one altogether. Rolo has the foot race one, just needs to put one on net. He does. And now the Comets are up 3 just past halftime.
The Bulls right here on this play. Django trying the hero touch to keep it alive, and unfortunately no contact made for the Bulls on that one, with Doodle being bodied by Rollerman at the back post. Rolo just gets it right, gets it to the back stick, and it's a 3-goal game.
Here we go again. Face-off number 4. We'll see the Comets winning a deep poke again into the Bulls zone. Rolo. See this ball to the side. Rollerman a quick exchange with Django, and just a little bit of... I almost said an old reference here. Have you ever heard of hover hockey?
No, that one's beyond me, Kendo.
It was a terrible, terrible day when that reference was made. Inside joke. Don't want to talk about it. Anyway, Rolo's going to put this down. Push this into the offensive zone again. And the Comets, yes, they are up 3, but I see a grave problem arising within the ranks of the cotton candy purple and blue, and that is they are not getting any sustained in their offensive quarter.
I think the one thing for them that they don't need to get that sustained pressure, Kendo. I think right now they're perfectly content to catch the Bulls in transition, because the Bulls, for the most part, in the offensive end, have not been consistent, have not been joined together in synchronicity here. It was a loose touch by Rollerman that just kind of unfortunately rolled down into a shooting lane for the Bulls on that one, for Django to find an upper far 90 touch. For the Comets, really more of the same is fine. Let the Bulls put themselves in tough spots, find a way through, and really burn them in transition. Just like that, as Rolo on the relay play to Rollerman puts the Bulls in a tough spot. That touch, though, again finding Rollerman, a big save by Django as well. I thought that was loose possession, but it really wasn't. Great job by the Comets to keep that alive.
Now with the demo, Rolo will lose this ball. Can Rollerman get a good angle on it? Not quite. Interruption by Doodle, and now with the Comets on the retreat, Rollerman just getting a hair on that one. Forces Django to keep the touch to the side. Rolo coming back. Does not get the cut. We have a battle for possession in the mid. A ball down for Rollerman, unhandled. They will lose out on that opportunity in the box. I thought that one ball was in.
It seems like right now for the Bulls, it almost feels like Doodle's playing a little bit frustrated. There's a lot of haste in moving up into plays right after the respawn, after the demo too, no less, just kind of sending it upfield to try and make something happen while the Comets recover possession, put it back into the Bulls' end, and put them in more trouble here, as again, that one will fall by the near post. An easy clear for the Comets. 10 seconds to go, Kendo. A solid 2-1 series lead, looking like it's in the books here for the Comets.
And indeed, my friend, as the clock strikes 0, the Comets will continue to sing Rolo's swan song, and the pink and blue continue to be the team for you. Oh Rolo, oh Canada, my home and native land.
Close enough, Ken. You got the first lyrics right. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that one here. But for all of the sequence of play here where we were talking about the Bulls, there wasn't a lot of it. We talked about that early miss in this one to go up 1-0. They managed to pull it back to, they pulled it back to a 3-1 eventually, but it really felt like the Comets had this one under control, from the rule one to into the one-on-one to open the scoring, to most of the play. Even though it looked like they weren't really generating a lot of pressure, they didn't need to. They just let the Bulls open up opportunities for them to score, and they made them count.
Yes, they did. And to be honest, I think a lot of that had to do with some of the 50-50s that the Comets were picking up. It created opportunities more often than not. And we talked about how the Bulls seemed like they weren't on the same page. They weren't on the same page in some of those 50-50 challenges, my friend. Both players going for a 50-50 in the air, leaving one of those goals completely open as Rolo wins said 50-50 challenge. Like, you can't do that in twos. Really, you shouldn't be doing that anytime within the realm of Rocket League. With threes, you may have a man back, but in twos, that's like the cardinal sin.
It's a really difficult spot to be in, and I think, again, a lot of it just coming out of frustration. Not a lot has gone right for the Bulls here in this series, and they're just going to need to do a little bit more, I think, to get themselves out of this one, but they're going to be playing from behind. Roll them in off the kickoff, makes it 1-0.
You know, there is nothing quite like a cheat up, and Rolo plays this pure. The Merc doing work as he's able to kill that ball straight. Rollerman just driving through the pile driver goal. 3 seconds in. I mean, that's the Merc at its finest, Jay. I'm not gonna lie.
A little bit, but I think as well the Comets get a bit of help from Doodle on this one too. Right off the kickoff, grab the boost, went upfield. Rollerman will find that one, as well as the Comets in full control here to start game 4.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And Doodle does miss out on the opportunity there to get the block. The Bulls, they're caught on the back foot multiple times now off of the kickoff. They're going to have to tighten up the rotations there. We'll see right off the bat, they're going for a cheat. Very interesting. Oh, here is the Comets. The Comets are going to try to make another offensive push. Rolo with a great set down, but Django apt to field this ball away. Rollerman. Insinuation. This is high up for Rolo. Can he get there in time? Shot on and is saved by Django's got a mango. Django, he's got a save as well.
Out of boost, though, and that 50 is well lined up to get that away. I think Doodle's not quite doing enough to really help Django out defensively on this one. A couple of times where Doodle's kind of getting that really itchy trigger finger, turning upfield, leaving a little bit of space for that ball to come loose in possession in the Bulls' end that the Comets are feeding off of.
This is a ball in the box. Rolo with the shot. Rollerman going for the physical play. Enables this one quite a bit, Jay.
Well, a big play as well. Rolo on Doodle initially, and then Rollerman going for the dump and bump as well, forcing Django into a decision. It's Rolo on the rotation who finishes it off. Again, the Comets full control of that situation as the Bulls fumble possession in their own end.
I looked at the chat. I did a carnal sin as a caster, Jay, and I just saw literally Rolo, he's ranking up into no Comets Premier League team. I did not realize how sad this situation is, and I'm starting to cry live here on, I'm cutting onions live here on stream as this ball puts center. Rollerman with a big save here. I don't like to have rooting interests, Jay, but I almost have to root for Rolo here.
Don't feel too bad. He gets to stay with the franchise. He is still the assistant general manager for the Comets franchise here. So it's not like the affiliation's gone. It's just the playing career as Doodle will find a good angle to cut the lead down to 2.
Firstly, I had no idea how accurate In the Arms of the Angel was at the very beginning of this stream. Anyway, Doodle and the Bulls are starting to make their charge, though, and this is the most offense that we have seen in this series through the first 2 minutes. As Rollerman off the kickoff again! What a 50-50 by Rolo!
It's set up by Rolo on the kickoff. Again, that Merc body doing work, as you say, but Doodle, again, quick off the line out of that corner, comes across at the challenge angle, but the shooter's got the advantage there, and Rollerman makes it count to make it 4-1.
I'm actually surprised not more people use the Merc, especially now that it has a very, very tall hitbox again. Still to this day, I was baffled by that decision. long time ago, myself, James Pott, we were all probably in a clubhouse somewhere. We're making this up as we go, of course, Jay, if you can't tell. But, we were dejected when the Merc did end up with an Octane hitbox, an absolute brand larceny, as it were, in the Rocket League community, as Rolo going to commit one of his own there. Ends up missing that touch down the way. It was an open net, wide open. Could have really added a lot of pressure to have a 4-goal lead. We have reached just past halftime.
There was an opportunity, actually. It was a really well-placed play by Rolo to open things up. Roloman was steaming in with the Bulls after a couple of demos, trying to find that rotation reset that they needed. If not for a little bit of off-center contact, the Comets actually did have a great chance to take that 4-goal lead. Just didn't quite come off for them on that play.
I do have a few other rooting interests in this one, as Django and I do go quite back, and this ball is going to go very far back in the Comets defensive zone on that clear. Big demo. They open up an opportunity if they can jump on priority. Now Doodle with the ball towards the mid. It is a shot on by Django. He just does not get high enough to angle that down. Doodle manages to dribble it around, and the Bulls are coming back.
It's good pressure here. Is the first touch by Django, just a little bit too far from Rolo to play off the backboard. A good catch by Doodle, baits in the first challenge by Rolo, finds the back angle to slide that home. Not out of this one yet. The Bulls still within reach with just under 90 seconds to go.
Off the kickoff. Yeah, at this point, Rolo needs to be in the kickoff circle every single time for the Comets. I feel like that is the difference right now. And Doodle is doing some work of his own.
Roloman just in a tough spot. Django teeing that one up perfectly for Doodle. It's a little scary as Doodle was steaming in at that one. Might have just wanted to take the bounce shot anyway, but it doesn't matter. It's good pressure from the Bulls. It forces the Comets into two tough challenges that they don't get clear.
Now Roloman. Frost one. Django with the quick break in. Love the initiation here by the Bulls, but they both go for it. Somebody go for the demo on that. You had the chance. "55 seconds left on the clock. Rolo will push this towards the net. Django, a little bit of a mistouch. Roloman, all the time in the world, lines it up, puts it far corner.
Trying to figure out what happened to Doodle on this play. On the respawn, turn for boost, and just a little half turn upfield, pulled just too far to try and make a save as the flip was there, just didn't get the timing right. Again, great pressure out of the Comets. They stem the tide for the Bulls and restore a 2-goal lead.
Can we talk about how calculated that was out of Roloman, too? I love the shot placement as well. Gets the side as well as the flip. Now, the Bulls have their work cut out for them with just over 30 seconds to go. Django, a quick break in. Will this be jumped on by Doodle? No, he's halfway back on the pitch. Be a slow lofted touch. Put center, and again, pulled away by the Comets. Just seems like the Bulls don't have a sense of urgency here. And at this point, they need to. You need to have a sense of urgency. Every game matters, ladies and gentlemen, when you are facing a system like the MLEs.
Both of these teams coming in on this one on losing records. You're right, Kendo. Every game matters, and this one now 3-1 in favor of the Comets on this series. One more game to play to figure this one out for standings purposes, but the Comets have been in the driver's seat for most of this. There really haven't been stretches of play where you and I have said, the Bulls have had 2, 3, 4 cracks at this one, or they've at least been in position to keep the Comets cycling through their own end and struggling. It's been the Bulls are in their end, they get a clear, they get themselves into trouble, and the Comets are really well positioned to take advantage of that and put them under pressure.
I feel like there could be a little more sustain for both of these teams as well, because the Comets, yes, they've had a few extra opportunities, but we're not seeing those, 1 play, 2 play, 3 plays in a row in the offensive zone that you really would like to see out of a team that is showing a more dominating style on the other. Yes, the Comets are winning out, but I still feel like this game 5, either team can win, and there is a lot up for grabs.
It really is. The Bulls, they need this one to at least keep pace with a conference rival in a playoff setting here. Now, like, live look at the standings, Kendo. It's 9-15 for the Bulls coming in this one. It's 10-14 for the Comets. This one really matters for both sides of the standings when you look at the playoff seeding come wildcard time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, time to stand up. Game number 5 about to get underway. The Comets, Rolo, his swan song, already a successful series. Can he make it a 4th win on the series as well? You'd love to see it. This man continues this ball through the corner and outfielded well there by Django, but he needs to get a little more follow-up on that. This is out completely. Rolo, steadfast. This is going to be an open net. Rolman just has to get around it. Does not do so. And it will be a missed opportunity for the Comets.
Still not away from pressure here are the Bulls as Rolo from the backfield just keeps that one alive. And then another big 50. Again, that tall hitbox of the Merc doing wonders in there. And a soft touch by Rolman into the corner will just push the Bulls into having to double commit to get this one free while Rolo resets for the Comets.
Here is Doodle. Out of the offensive corner, and Rolo is going to pick up on that, get a little physical play as well. Doodle, slow roller up, loses control, does get it over to Django, who's going to ditch this ball right into the corner for a quick pickup here by Rolo. He's going to bring it all the way in the offensive zone, but it is fielded by both Bulls. He manages to get by both of those Bulls and into the corner. That's another quality opportunity for the Comets.
Starting to feel like game 2 again, Kendo, where the Bulls were able to hold the Comets away from early goals and eventually find themselves that one opportunity to stick their noses in front. But the way this is starting to feel, though, it feels like the Comets are just getting the better of the chances here as Rollerman's slow roller off the post can't find the touch, and the Bulls will clear away.
My concern is the chances have not led to shots just yet, Jay. I mean, only 2 so far. And after last game, you're starting to wonder... is this too offensive, or, you know, you could throw it in meme form. This is too offensive juggernauts? Not necessarily, my friend. But last game, between the two teams having over 20 shots, you kind of thought it might be. Doodle's going to get the first goal here as Django sees it middle, but a lot of misplay by the Comets.
There's a lot of space there where that ball is under the Bulls' control with both Comets players kind of tracking around to that one. It's great timing by Django as well to make the pass. It gets Rollerman to commit off the back line. Rolo's still rotating on the backboard, and Doodle with a great finish.
Well, now the Comets, they start out a goal down, and Rolo's just going to pick this one up. Gets the assist from Django.
Good ball upfield, puts Django in a tough spot. Doodle's kind of taking their time too, rotating. Didn't grab the boost either. There's a little bit too much faith in your teammate on that one. Rolo will take the gift and tie the game at 1.
And Doodle definitely needed to be there to pick that ball up. Instead, it just ends up coming back the other way. Now Rollerman with the quick kickoff, able to stall it out, and Rolo puts it away.
Set play one more time for the Comets here, as again, a big stuff on the kickoff dot will open things up. Django tries to get the angle out of the corner. It won't do, and Rolo, lofting it from midfield, makes it 2-1.
Rolo has come to play. I don't have the stats. I missed one of the games, but I'm pretty sure he has scored, I think, 80% of his team's goals.
I believe Rollerman has 2 on the series, if my tallies are correct, so it's been a lot of Rolo action at the Bulls' end of the field.
Here we go. Django to middle for Doodle. It will be played away by Rollerman. Now Django corrals the ball out of the sidewall. Will be slowly played away again. Does get a demo on the back end of that, and the Bulls will retain priority. Nice play out. Doodle, can he get another touch? No, didn't look like he had the boost in that situation. Will choose to rotate out, and now the Bulls, an extended stay in the offensive zone, finally cleared away by Rolo, but Rollerman creeps up too far. Can he get around the ball? Yes, he can.
just a little bit of timing on that one. Rolo was kind of diving past, needed boost to make anything happen on the rotation. Rollman, though advanced on the play, just didn't quite get the touch right. It was there. There was an opportunity, just didn't come off mechanically, and the Bulls a couple cracks at this one here. It'll sit at midfield for Rolo to set up for the 50.
Now Django and the Bulls will maintain more offensive pressure. And to be honest, this is what I've been calling for the Bulls this entire time. You'll love to see it as Rolo will lose control here in the offensive zone. Doodle, lofted touch, will get this ball to the corner. Django, first one on a shot, scores! The Bulls tie it up.
A little bit of I don't want to say hesitation, but a decision by Roloman to let that shooting lane open up. Django reads it all day. It's a great shot. A little bit of a pinch as well past the helpless Rolo on the goal line. And the Bulls, they get one there in transition. They needed that one. It's a tie game.
Not enough sense of urgency on getting into defensive position for Roloman there. As the initial shot off the kickoff does not bear fruit here for the Comets, but Roloman gonna get this center. Django almost puts it in his own net as Roloman will look to pick this up. Lofted touch. They have just enough boost to put it away. And Django and Doodle working together to get this ball through the midfield.
It comes back in a good spot, too. The Comets trying to cut that one off. They just kind of played it into that spot where Django could spend that boost, come around for the touch, and despite Doodle losing the boost and the ball on that midfield line, it was a good spot for the Bulls to keep the pressure away from their net for a moment.
A little bit longer for both these teams. Django and Doodle playing a dangerous game in their own box here. It'll be played out by Django. Into the corner it goes. Rolo. It's up, I think, confusing Roloman a little bit. Can the Bulls jump on the opportunity that they are given? Not quite. Django a mishandle here. Roloman, ball for the middle. Rolo shot. Score! 0 seconds. The Comets to take game 5.
Unfortunate placement by Django on that one. Just trying to slow that down and keep control. Doodle condensing the Bulls' positioning on that play. Leaves an open shot as Rolo sweeps in off the flick by Roloman. A 4-1 series win for Rolo as he says goodbye to Master League here.
In the arms of the angel. And you know what? I'm just gonna cry. Okay, I'm just gonna cry. not even gonna facade it anymore. This is kind of sad day for me. Roloman playing amazing, but enabling Rolo to have quite possibly, a career night for him. He comes out, he scores goals all day long. I mean, let's see, 2 goals. 2 goals. Let me do my handy dandy notebook. Not copyrighted at all. Hashtag copyright. Hashtag cringe in the chat. We're going to do quick caster math. Only I'm actually going to do it here live on screen, on paper, with a lot of confusion. 15 goals total for the Comets. 2 of them coming out of Roloman accused. So literally, Rolo, a 13-goal effort as his final hurrah, as it were. You gotta love the amount of effort out of an amazing human being. So gotta love the Comets and Bulls action.
It was a good series for the Comets. For the Bulls, I think looking back at this one, they were almost the architects of their own demise in a lot of ways. They struggled, in my opinion, a little bit to make anything meaningful stick together, and at the times when they were the most vulnerable were the times when the Comets struck with efficiency. And I think for the Bulls, as you move into the middle stanza and the back half of the season, those are the times that you need to wrap up. You need to make sure that you're getting things right. And I think, for the Comets, again, you give a good team credit where it's due. They were smart, they played a great game, and they took advantage of everything the Bulls were willing to give them.
Yeah, they did. And it was a thing of beauty to behold. But sadly, all good things come to an end. Just like Balls Guarana. I don't need to get any more at the moment, but once I drink this one, they're going to be all gone in the Kendo Slice household. So, it feels bad. Make sure you never run out of balls. You can get yours at balls.com or at your local retailer. Check it out. at balls.com. They do have a store locator. You can find these at micro centers. You can find them at your local Kroger. There's all sorts of opportunities for you to taste delicious, refreshing, and energizing balls in your life. And they have the flavor, the newest one, cherry cola. Like, this is really, really stinking good. I keep it around as a novelty. This one's not as stale as some of the other ones, Jay, that I have kept around in my life. But Mercy is such an amazing product. By the way, speaking of amazing products, PowerA. They are one of your amazing sponsors here. Of course, PowerA. I got my PowerA controller. This thing has lasted me for so long, Jay. Like, when I first started casting for MLE, I actually bought that controller as we had just gotten the sponsorship. This is back in the Season 6 era. This thing has lasted me over 2 years, Jay. Imagine an Xbox controller that lasts you over 2 years. Huh?
I mean,
it's definitely not a Microsoft controller, I can tell you that much.
We'll debate this one off the air because that controller might be lasting as long as your plug on this one here. But speaking of balls, Garana, make sure you've clipped your favorite plays. Send them to us on Twitter at MLE Esports GG, hashtag MLEPOTW. Submit your favorite plays for the play of the week. The winner each week winning a case of balls shipped right to their doorstep by our friends at ballsbaws.com. The winner of week 3 after the match highlights. Don't go anywhere, folks. 2 more matches to end things off here on Primetime Saturday night. You're watching Minor League Esports live on twitch.tv.